And we have breaking news from Chesapeake now. A Norfolk police officer is acquitted of manslaughter in the shooting death of a man 2 years ago. The verdict in this retrial came down in the last half hour. Eugene Daniel is live in Chesapeake with the update. Eugene, what now do we know?
Yeah, David, that jury found Edmund Hoyt not guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Just a few moments ago, I spoke with Kelvin White's family. He's the man who was shot and killed. They're upset that they believe that justice was not served and that the jury's decision was based on the fact that Hoyt is a police officer. Now, earlier, the jury heard from Edmund Hoyt and his wife as both took to the stand. Before the defense rested, they called Hoyt and his wife Jessica to the stand. Both testified to the moments leading up to the deadly shooting of Kelvin White in January 2020. Jessica Hoyt said she encountered White first as she walked her young children to the grocery store. She said White walked right up on them, leading her to warn him she had mace. She said White then threatened to stab her, so she called her husband, who was at home. Edmund Hoyt, an off-duty Norfolk police officer at the time, says he pulled up minutes later with his personal gun drawn, announced himself as law enforcement, and said White ignored orders to get on the ground. But when he didn't see a knife, Hoyt says he holstered the weapon and tried to detain White, assuming his wife also called 911. She hadn't. Hoyt said at some point in the struggle, White pulled out a knife and tried to stab him. That's when Hoyt shot him, paused, and then shot him more times when he says White continued to approach him. In closing arguments, prosecutors said White did not threaten Hoyt's wife until after she threatened him, and he didn't pull out a knife on Hoyt until after Hoyt physically confronted him. The defense says Hoyt acted reasonably according to his police training and as a husband who felt his life and his family lives were in danger. All in all, it took a jury of 12 people less than 2 hours to reach their verdict. Again, Norfolk police officer Edmund Hoyt found not guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Live in Chesapeake, Eugene Daniel, 13 News Now.